Power, money, respect, put it all on deck. New pathways when I move, every thought direct. Change, transform, I was born to connect. More life, more growth, that's the real asset. Pocket full of plans, I don't chase loose change. Every dollar just data, I expand my range. Stack base, stack skills, then the paper grows. I invest in the mind, that's how favor flows. Had to silence every doubt, that's a loud old voice. Now I edit my beliefs like a ground up choice. Turn fear into fuel, turn stress into steps. Every setback, sketching out the stairs I rep. Yeah, I pivot when the path look blocked off. If the road ain't there, then I blast off. From the gutter in my thoughts to a glass loft. Had the bed on my brain, that's a jackpot. Yeah, yeah. Power, money, respect, I evolve with it. New pathways in my head, watch me solve with it. Change, transform, I was built to collect. More life, more growth, that's the real asset, yeah. Power, money, respect, put it all on deck. New pathways when I move, every thought direct. Change, transform, I was born to connect. More life, more growth, that's the real asset. More growth, that's the real asset. Yeah, more growth, that's the real asset. New brain, new brain, new bag, same name. New bag. Used to count out in my bedroom. Now I count wins in the boardroom. Rewired, I don't think how I used to. Turn a hard day into high proof. Mindset doing heavy lifting, that's a gym too. Every little habit like a sine wave I've been through. Read a couple studies, now I study how I spend too. Power in my focus, money just a friend too. Power, money, respect, I changed my mind first. New runs, doing reps, now the whole life works. New lane, new thoughts, watch the road convert. I had to flip my head before I flip network. Power, money, respect, I changed my mind first. I don't chase checks, I chase patterns. Stacking up skills, then the band scattered. Tiny little choices build a big ladder. Climbed out the past, now the sky's flatter. Every new belief like a new route. Brain building streets when I choose now. Rich in discipline, that's the real clout. If I lose it all, I just reboot, reroute. Recode, reload. Let the whole road zero. Upgrade, unfold, turn the pressure into gold. New ba da 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 da. New ba da da.
New day, new grind, the clock resets. Last year's lessons still fresh on the breath. Drums in my chest, postponing for the climb. We rise together, this year is mine.
Calendar flip, now the vision clear. Blueprint sketch, dreams engineer, sweat equity, build skyscrapers from dust. In the mirror, I see someone I trust. Crowds in the streets, rhythm under the feet. Unity's the anthem, the drums heartbeat.
Step up, step out, leave the fear behind.
Hands to the sky, feel the stars align.
One life, one shot, this the moment we grind.
Forward we march, greatness redefined. This year we rise, we glow. This year, unstoppable flow. This year, watch the gardens grow. We win, we build, let the whole world know. This year we rise, we glow. This year, unstoppable flow. This year, watch the gardens grow. We win, we build, let the whole world know.
Boom, boom, clap, the rhythm don't stop. Boom, boom, clap, climbing to the top. Boom, boom, clap, we sow, we reap. Boom, boom, clap, now the harvest, the year. Power in the purpose, wealth in the giving. We flip the script, redefine living. Every brick laid lifts the next soul higher. Kindness ignites, spreads like wildfire. Boardrooms buzz, ideas take flight. Innovation sparks under city lights. No, 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 no.
Yeah.
Okay, let's get started. Let's get started. So let's get those cameras on. There we go. There we go. All right. Welcome back to the Mindset Mondays. This is for clarity and direction. Once again, my name is Sean Crewmate, and I will be helping you become more effective in less time. Building systems both internally and externally that allows you to have another level of life, the life that you want. We deal with personal development and business development. And with personal development and business development, you have a life that you love. And without it, you have the life that you have. So, what we would like to do is welcome you now, and we want to get right into it. If you would like to participate, you can come to the Instagram, you can be on the Zoom, but if you just like to watch in, you can stick around on the YouTube. Okay. Now, what we're going to be discussing today is niching down your messaging. We have a presentation we'll go over, but I just want to start by saying your level of communication can influence your level of compensation. How well you communicate, how well you articulate, how well you are being able to describe what's in your mind to other people to get them to see exactly what it is that you want them to see, or what it is that you're offering, or whatever it is that you're having as an experience, is going to come down to how your messaging is presented. And a lot of times it's based upon the order and sequence of your messaging. Just depending on the order alone, you can change the messaging. Just depending on the order alone, you can change the messaging. So if you are on Instagram and you would like to come to YouTube or Zoom, so that way you can be able to see the presentation, go to loveplus.com/mindset Mondays. In fact, let me add it here in this chat really fast. All right, cool. Let me pin that, and then we get back into it. So if you do want to join us over here on the Zoom and the YouTube, you can go to loveplus.com/mindset Mondays, and you can get the Zoom link or the YouTube link. All right. Let's start by posing the question. How important is messaging to you? How important is having your messaging heard? Or how important is having your message land? All right. Do you want to say exactly what you feel, or would you like to paraphrase what you feel and hope people get? Would you like to do that? Help people get your messaging. So once again, hey Jordan, this is the Mindset Mondays link. If you're not here for the Mindset Mondays, maybe you got mixed up, but this is for the Mindset Mondays, right? Cool. So how do you like your messaging to be heard? Do you want your messaging to be heard where it's exactly what you intended for? Or would you like your messaging to be in a space where it's more of maybe they interpret it, maybe they don't interpret it? It's really going to be up to you, right? It's really going to be up to you. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to share a presentation that's going to get a little bit more involved, and you can follow the steps, you can do the activities, you can always write these things down as well, and you can go ahead and be able to use that outside of these calls. Okay. All right. So first things first, when it comes down to your messaging is the gateway to your manifestation. If you are basically producing messaging that is not in alignment with what you would love to produce, chances are what's going to happen is you're going to get something back that you don't want, that you don't like. Or in cases of the normal day, I mean, the normal everyday language, you might feel unheard, you might feel unappreciated, you might feel like you're not being seen. That's how it shows up in the reality. But most times it's just we probably didn't articulate ourselves in a way that would have a person unanimously understand exactly what we're talking about. So we need to kind of clear those things up. What I'm going to do is I'm going to share my screen to be able to go over our presentation. A lot of times people say niche down your market. A lot of times you hear me say niche down your messaging. Now, I may not be super huge on the social medias. Well, at least I wasn't because I didn't really care about being online. But the world doesn't care about what you care about. The world cares about producing. So if you're not producing, then somehow you're consuming. So in this particular case, inside of what we will call the new age of technology, the new era, the new world of technology, they want you to be a producer. So gone are the days where you just sit on the screen, sit in front of the screen and watch other people. Now you're part of the presentation that's on the screen. Makes sense? Let me know in the chat if it makes sense. You're part of the presentation that is on the screen. So essentially, you have become the actor, you have become the model, you have become that role player, that star. You are in a role. So whatever the role that you are in, do you want the role to be in alignment with what you are setting forth for yourself, or do you want to just accept anything that anybody gives you? If I know anyone in here, we're not looking to just settle for any role. We want to be the most valuable participant. So at least your level of communication and orchestration has to be top notch to where you can pull things out of people, out of yourself, out of the universe that aligns with your goals and aspirations. So one thing that is going to change your life for the rest of your life is if you are able to niche down your messaging. It does not matter where you're niching your messaging at. You could be talking to your children. It doesn't matter, like if you're offering this to people who want your services, it does not matter. What matters is you run the principle of communicating concisely and clearly to the point where people understand. Now, don't get me wrong. There's certain things that you may know as far as knowledge that may go over someone's head that does not know that knowledge. But what we're referring to is being able to just basically articulate what it is that you are doing with people. And it just could be something so simple like sharing a message of how you want to be loved and how do you want to be treated. If you've ever been in a relationship and you've communicated how you want to be loved, but it wasn't received, put a one in the chat. If you've been in a relationship where you say, hey, this is what I want. I would love this, but somehow, some way it wasn't communicated. It wasn't heard and reciprocated back to you. Go ahead and put a one in the chat. So this class is pretty much understanding how to niche down your messaging to be clear and concise. One of the things I would love for you to write down as a mindset model, as a mental model, is there's power in the point. Put that down. Put it in the chat also, so that way you can see it in the chat, but also write it in your notes. There's power in the point. Whenever you are going to make a claim, whenever you're going to make a statement, whenever you are going to offer yourself the opportunity to communicate with someone, to connect with someone, niching down your messaging to the point where it's explicitly said within the first few lines, that is going to be your biggest needle mover. If you're offering an opportunity for someone to take through a business, or you're offering an opportunity for just a significant other to take through connection, right? In a romantic relationship, you want to get straight to the point and then do the elaboration. So let's just go through the introduction on this. Niching down involves refining your messaging to clearly and effectively communicate your value proposition to a specific target audience. By focusing on a niche, you can create a strong, recognizable brand and attract the right customers. In this lesson, We will explore how to niche down your messaging to improve clarity, relevance, and differentiation. So remember, you can use this model in relationships. You can use this model in business because businesses is all about relationship. Okay? So it's all the same stuff. But the key takeaways in this part is being able to improve the clarity. That's going to be the biggest thing. Okay, so here's the lesson objectives. By the end of this lesson, students will be able to refine their business value proposition to be clear and specific, tailor their messaging to resonate with their target audience, develop a unique selling proposition that differentiates their brand from competitors. So I want you to think about right now, in your messaging, what do you want your transformation for your client to be? Maybe you don't have a business yet. What do you want your transformation to be? And I want you to explicitly state it in the chat. Don't hold anything back. Don't hold any punches. Go all out and put your transformation, whether that's a transformation in a week, whether that's a transformation in a month or a year. The time frame is up to you, whether you're offering products, services to someone else, which transformation. So right now, we just want to get clear on the transformation. Once you get clear on the transformation, everything else is pretty much cake. Everything else is easy. Okay. Once you get clear on the transformation, always remember that when we say there's power in the point, what is your point? This is what I want the outcome to be. What's the transformation? This is what I want the outcome to be. So you see how that's the same thing. Like when we talk about there's power in the point, you getting right to the point of what it is that you would like to address. You need to make sure that you are causing you to express what the transformation is. If you are inside of our She Builds, She Profits, remember the Q&A starts in less than 12 minutes. So don't stay around in here when you need to be inside the Q&A. If you're not inside of our She Builds, She Profits, then you're welcome to stay. Okay. So let's get into the benefits of niching down. So one of the benefits of niching down is clarity. Clear and specific messaging helps potential customers understand what you offer and how it benefits them. So that right there is key. They need to understand what you offer and how it benefits them. Because if they understand what you offer and how it benefits them, they can almost automatically know if this is right for them or not, and they can now start to make the choice. Go ahead and put into the Telegram that we are live. Go ahead and put into the school that we are live. But if you are in our She Builds, She Profits mentorship, your 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time Q&A starts in less than 10 minutes. So you don't want to stick around here for too long. You want to go in there. But if you're not inside of our She Builds, She Profits mentorship, then hey, stay here and lock in with us. But go ahead and let them know that we're live in the Telegram for the Mindset Monday. Niching down your messaging. This is key. This is crucial because remember, it works both in your romantic and platonic relationships. Niching down your messaging. Why? Because clarity is involved. Now you're given a specific message to help whoever is on the receiving end of the message understand your intention. So the clarity is essential for attracting the right audience and building trust in business. But when you do it in relationships that's romantic, they now understand exactly what your intention is, and they can either meet you there or leave you there. So either way, it provides clarity to you and to the person. Put a 1 in the chat if you ever felt like you've been super clear on what it is that you know that you want from your significant other. And in your mind, you expressed it to them. You was clear in your communication, but they didn't receive it, so they could not reciprocate what it is that you wanted them to reciprocate. So maybe you weren't as clear. Now remember, it's 2 paths to it. They can either meet you where you're at, or they can leave you where you're at. Both things could be the same, and both things could be true. So if you say to yourself, hey, I communicated clearly and they just chose to leave me where I was at. Okay, that's possible. Hey, I communicated clearly, but maybe I didn't communicate clearly. Maybe I didn't. So that's why they couldn't meet me where I'm at. So all of those could be true, right? So I want you to remember clarity is going to be the biggest thing, and you have to make sure you get so clear. You getting clear is not something that happens just by you speaking, because yes, you might think that you're clear. That's like me speaking a different language. I know exactly what this language is. I speak Spanish. I'm speaking this. This is my language. And when I start speaking to you, I'm clear on all the words, but you don't speak Spanish. How could we misalign on that? Yeah, it's very clear because you could be so intent on listening to me super clearly. You're listening, you're here, but you just don't understand the words. So you have to know your audience. You have to know who's in front of you. If you know someone is super emotional, you can't be super harsh with that person, even though being super emotional may not be the best thing for that person in this moment. You can't skip over that. You still need to have emotional intelligence because you're operating to become your most attractive character, right? So when you're operating to be your most attractive character, all of these things have to play in at once. Okay, all this has to play in at once. So the key thing to make this easier for you is, what is the transformation do you want the person to get? What is the outcome that you want the person to have? What is the purpose? What is the point in this messaging? And when you start to think like that, it narrows down all of what you need to do to a nice, simple scope, right? And then you can just easily identify things. And once again, when you're able to do that, it builds trust. And on top of it, it allows the person to feel more likable to you. It allows the person to see you as more likable, more trustworthy, but also more relatable because you're now speaking in ways that they can understand and they can hear and be able to do exactly what you want them to do. So the discussion part, I'm going to ask you all this. How does clear messaging affect customers' perception? And can you identify a brand with clear messaging? What impact does it have? So raise your virtual hand if you can answer these questions. If you can answer these questions that are here, raise your virtual hand. I would love to hear from you. Remember, if you're a business owner, you should be front and center raising your hand because this is the place where you get the practice where normally you don't get to practice. Athletes get to have a place to practice. They get the court, they get the field, they get to have all of that. As a business owner, the only place that you get to practice is in the real deal, right? So if you want more confidence or you want better outcomes, you should get more reps right here, right now. And that's why we hold this space for you to get the reps so you can become that MVP. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to look and I'm going to ask again if you would like to raise your virtual hand and come up and share. How does clear messaging affect customer perception? Okay, I guess we have to call on people today. I guess we had to call on people today. Let's go with Kyron. Kyron, let's go with you. Let's go with you. And also, too, this is what you could do too. If some of you are like at a place where you can't really speak because it's noisy or something like that, go ahead and just put the answers in the chat, though. Go ahead and put the answers in the chat. So that way we can just read the answers off on the chat. Because we don't technically require you to come up here and speak. We don't technically, this is not the leadership and accountability. This is not any of those things. So you have to raise your virtual hand and let me know if you would like to come up. But niching down your messaging is going to be the number one thing that you should be focused on right now. You remember this, the saying, if I could sell water to a well? That's niching down your messaging so well that even someone who already may potentially have what you have to offer is looking at your offer like, it probably can improve what I already have. Kyrie, you said you couldn't unmute. Yeah, you have to raise your virtual hand so we can know, and then we'll unmute you all.
I don't know how to raise my virtual hand in this damn call.
It's all good. We know now because we saw your message in the chat, but just letting everyone know because we don't know if anyone else is looking to unmute. So just raise your virtual hand so we'll know that you're looking to come up. Otherwise, just put your answers in the chat so that way we can read your answers in the chat. All right, cool. So Kyron, for you, how does having a clear messaging shape the customer's perception?
Can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Okay. Um, so clear messaging gets the client or customer interested by being direct. It gets to, brands and companies get directly to what customers and clients value the most, or what is, I'd say more accessible at that point. So, you think about fast food, they're thinking about, convenience and how short of a time it is to get that food. Um, you know, Medical and health facilities do, obviously they do, life altering, things. So, it's just about getting direct to what that consumer needs and then enhancing their, making that product more intriguing for them. Yeah.
Hmm. Okay. I like that. So let's go into a little bit of the secondary parts of the question. So, can you identify a brand that has clear messaging, and then can you tell us what that messaging is?
Hmm. I would say Walmart.
And what's the
Um,
messaging for Walmart?
hmm. I don't know if it's Home Depot. It's like save money, live better, right? Is that what it is?
What about you? What about you? What you let me know in the chat. You let me know in the chat. Okay, but go a little bit into it. Go a little bit into it.
Okay. You mean my brand or you mean like Walmart?
I mean, Walmart, the example that you brought up. Go a little bit into that.
Right. So their brand, they claim that they have, the most affordable pricing. One thing that they do is they have multiple locations all over. They work, against competitors by having a lot of stores strategically placed in most communities.
Hey, stay right
Most
there. Stay right there. Stay right there. Did he answer it? Let me know in the chat. Did he answer the question? Because I think he answered the question. Are you familiar that you answered the question, Kyron?
Yes, I'm trying to over-explain, but yeah.
Okay, Vanessa, what was the answer? Let me know in the chat if you heard the answer. Whoever heard the answer, go ahead and put in the chat because when you niche down your messaging, it becomes so clear to the potential purchaser, the prospect, that now they understand why the value is there. Now, I want you to go back to it. What was it about Walmart's messaging that
That you
was so
can,
clear?
you're right, that you can save money and live better.
Okay, so you keep giving me their tagline, which is great, but I want you to think deeper past the tagline, right? So when you think deeper past the tagline, you did mention something. What did you mention just now? That they have the most affordable stores and they have
Right.
the most location. Well, they might not have the most, but they have a lot of locations, right? So
Yes.
what is the messaging in that?
Um, Convenience.
Right, convenience. What else?
Hmm. Convenience, relatability.
Relatability. Go another one. Affordability, right? Because they
Right.
Okay, so now you start to pick up gems. If your business can afford to be convenient, relatable, and affordable, chances are you're improving your ability to collect more cash, right? More revenue, and to be able to continuously have clients. Whether you believe it or not, the people who shop at Walmart that live in the area are on what? What are they on?
A budget.
A budget. But I want you to think from business standpoint. So Walmart is opening, Walmart has this particular strategy, and it's an open-ended strategy. But what is it that they're doing to the people who live there? They created this affordability, relatability, and the convenience for what?
For sales.
Right, to have return customers, repeat
Right.
buyers. So essentially, they have people on a
Um,
subscription.
okay.
Okay, so you now start to see and what you're going to learn that the subscription part of all of this is a key fundamental space. If you don't have people on a subscription, chances are you're going to have to keep getting new customers. each week, each day, each month, each year. But why have to get new customers when I can keep the same customers and I can have the same customers bring new customers?
Right.
How many of us did we find out about Walmart on our own, or did somebody tell us to go to Walmart? When you first heard Walmart. I remember when I first heard Walmart, I was in North Carolina. I had no clue what Walmart was. Because in New York, we weren't having Walmart, right? You might have it in Long Island or whatever, but in New York, you wasn't New York City, you weren't having Walmart. But when I was in North Carolina, they would say, "Oh, go to Walmart." Walmart, what's Walmart? Go into Walmart, and Walmart has all of these things in there. It was like the the New York City bodega on steroids,
Right.
right? So now you pick up the lesson. So what's the lessons that you're picking up right now from the Walmart example?
Well, definitely relatability. You definitely want to make sure that your customers can afford your services. You want to be conveniently placed in these locations or just conveniently around them. You want to have exposure, and then you want to have your services be able to be on a subscription so they can repeatedly pay you.
Okay, good, good. So are you thinking any of these models could work for your business?
Definitely, definitely.
Okay, anything that stands out to you so far?
Subscription wise, but I think more like proximity. I think more proximity, getting engaged with people, with clients. I think that sticks out more.
Okay, cool. Everyone send some love in the chat. Send some love in the chat for Kyron. Thank you, Kyron. I think that was helpful for a lot of people. And I think it was helpful for you to go through the exercise. Before we
Yes.
let you go, how helpful was that for you?
No, it definitely is. If I think Albertine said it last weekend, if no one knows who you are, then they can't pay you. So, that's definitely something that I need to work on now. So, yeah.
Right. Everyone send some love in the chat if you haven't already. Thank you for that. So the other part, right? The last part is what impact does it have? When the brand messaging is so clear, what impact does it have? So we kind of discussed already how does the clear messaging affect the customer's perception? So now that we know still using the Walmart angle, right? So Walmart is giving affordable prices. They're giving relatability because they have the things that you want in there all in one place, and they're giving convenience because in most neighborhoods, Walmart is probably 5 minute, 10 minute drive, right? And then they have multiple locations in some places. So it's giving convenience. So now what is that really saying about the perception? Everything we just mentioned, that it's reliable, it's affordable, and it's convenient. So that makes what happens in the person's mind. Well, when you look at the second question, it says, "Can you identify a brand with clear messaging?" We clearly identified Walmart because of the messaging. So we could clearly identify Walmart because of their perception, because of how easy what their offering is. But the impact is even far greater, right? So the impact of what we just talked about is now you get repeat customers. So write this down. If you want repeat customers in your business, you must make sure if your business model follows this blueprint, because not everyone's business model can be affordable, it can be relatable, it can be convenient. Not everyone's business model is that way. Okay. When you think about uh, those luxury brands, as far as clothing goes, that's not their brand. Their brand is not affordable, it's not relatable, and it could be a little bit relatable because they watch people who they advertise to pop culture or whatever, and people who want to look rich. So could be relatable to them. So relatability could still stick there, but convenience is not convenient. Okay. And it's not affordable. So that wouldn't apply to them. But what if your business is convenient because you have a certain model? Your model is everyday goods, or your model is something that people needs every week, or every year, or every month, right? Or every day in some cases. So your business can follow that. But at the end of it all, we're asking what impact does it have? Do you have any brands that you love with the clear communication and it has such a great impact on you? Let me know in the chat. Let me pull up the chat. I would love to see. Do you have a favorite brand? Do you have a brand that gives you a certain feeling, a certain sense of something? Do you have a brand that can help you with? I mean, can you share a brand that has helped you with something that you love? Let us know in the chat. Let us know in the chat. So, an activity that we all can do, right, is refine your business value proposition, focusing on simplicity and clarity. Share your refund value proposition with the partner and discuss how it can be communicated effectively. Present your value proposition to the class and receive feedback. For that, you can do that inside the Love Plus community room. You can go to Love Plus community room and you can put that in there and let people give you feedback, okay? So remember, clarity. Clarity is key. Clarity is key. Clarity is key. Number two, relevance. Now, Kyron already kind of alluded to this when he was talking about relatability. This one is more relevance, and let's get right into it. So the explanation says tailored messaging resonates more with your target audience, making your brand feel more appealing and relatable. This is relevance, right? So you have to understand that this relevance increases customer engagement and loyalty, which does what? What did we just say this does? Like Kyron was just on spot with this one, right? He gave us a great segue to it. Walmart's relevancy to the community that they're in plays a big role. So I want you to think about that. You can sell anything you want, but if you don't sell within the right audience, you might not get a person to buy. Let me know. Let me know. You might not get a person to buy. So if you sell food, chances are, I want to hear you niche down your messaging and tell me the location version. Where should you sell your food? If you sell your food, where should you sell your food? Right. The proximity of demand, a place where people are demanding to eat. Now, you tell me where that may be at. It could be at, 2 a.m. By the bars. It can be next to the carnivals during the summer. It could be next to the offices during the lunchtime, lunch breaks, right? So we want you to be aware of the relevance in your messaging because your relevance to your target audience can make your brand more appealing and more relatable. And what that does, it increases customer engagement and loyalty because we want them on a what? Start with an S, ends with an N. We want them on a subscription. What's going on? What's going on? We want you on a subscription. Every business owner wants their customers, their clients on a subscription. So how do you get your clients on a subscription? So that's what we're going through. You're niching down your messaging. If your messaging becomes so clear and so tailored to your audience that they feel it resonates with them, they will tend to be loyal. Now, let's go right into the discussion part. So how can you use customer feedback to tailor your messaging? Albertine, you want to come up and let us know? How can you use customer feedback to tailor your messaging? Are you able to come up? Let us know in the chat. We'll send you the request. Let us know in the chat.
Okay, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, now we're talking about the second part of the question, are we on relevance for number two?
Yeah, we're on relevance, but the question for you is how can you use customer feedback to tailor your messaging?
Oh, maybe I can do that because whatever I'm promoting before the people, I use as an example when I first started out before I got with Love Plus. I took the business into this flea market where it had a variety of people was doing different things. And I bought where I rented a booth. So I took my stuff in there, and mostly like my formal, semi-formal stuff like that. And I had a few jeans and a few jackets. But as I went there and I sat around a few times, And I was looking at the audience that was coming that way. And the people that I seen coming in there was not one that I saw that was wearing like business attire or formal wear or semi-formal wear. They came in with like jeans, with the holes in them, and just regular street clothes, not like to where they were trying to go to the office or they trying to go somewhere like after 5 after work. And so as I looked at that, I felt like, I'm in the wrong place. Cause this looks like nobody that's coming in here look like this, look like the clothes that I'm talking, that I'm trying to sell as the target product. So I kept looking, I was like, okay, so let me just change a little bit of it up. So I changed it up for a few weeks, and then they sold a little, but it didn't sell a lot. So I kept looking at it and looking at it, and I was like, this is not working for me. I said, God, I need to do something else. I need to go to another place where I see the people coming in looking like this. So as I went to the mall, I was looking through the mall, and I saw that, and I was like, okay, so I need to try to take my stuff and put it in the mall. And then when I checked on the cost of it, I was like, wow, this is way over my budget where I need to go. So in essence, the relevance of the business that I have now, I will have to take it to a place where I know the people that come through this way is like business attire people. They got their own, no, they probably got their own business somewhere else, but they still have to look good when they go into the shop. I can't take it to a place where I would say it's close to a park. I don't think, well, I don't feel that I would be profitable to do it there, but it has to be in a place where a place is close to a lot of businesses, and I will have the shop in the midst of that somewhere, like the mall per se, or not, if not there, in another place where there's a lot of offices into this building where I can have a shop. Other than that, or online as I have right now, but just reach the right audience when I'm doing it. Speak to this audience, the people that need the business attire, the people who need the formal wear and the semi-formal wear clothes. So if
Okay.
that answers the question.
So it partially answers the question, doesn't fully
Okay.
answer the question. So let me add some value here with this because I love what you did. You were looking at the customer already shopping and seeing. So you were doing feedback loops based upon what they were already wearing. But I would love, first of all, that's good. That's a good way to do it because you're gauging who could be in there. Now, here's another way to add to that.
Mm-hmm.
That adds to marketing in your business. What you could also do is you can have like a little survey. People already know that you're selling these clothes, they're selling these items. You can take the survey, you can go to them and you can ask them, hey, what clothes do you typically feel comfortable in? Which clothes do you typically wear to bed? What type of clothes do you wear to bed? What type of clothes do you wear when you go out? And you can have like a little quick little, I would say multi-choice answers where they can click multiple choices or
Mm-hmm.
one if they wanted to. But what you're doing is you're selling. You're sitting there talking to them and finding out. People also like that. Maybe in your case, your customer, because you make clothes specifically designed for other people.
Mm-hmm.
You're walking up and you're doing a survey for people, that doesn't usually happen. But when you're doing it, what it's doing is that it's showing your target audience that you care, that you want to know exactly what helps them. So you're appealing to them right away. And then now what that does is it allows them to be more intrigued at what you have inside of your catalog.
Oh, okay.
And you
Okay.
can use that regardless. Now, what you could also do, you could double down on that messaging and you could have somebody record you doing that. And then that can become part of your content that you put out.
Okay.
Now, I want you to think about what we're saying here. How can you use customer feedback to tailor your messaging? And then the second one is, what are some examples that brands successfully resonate with their target audience? So you could successfully resonate with your target audience because you are a custom-made one-of-one designer where you're designing the outfit that's fit for them, is made to please them because it's designed around their body. And you're the one that's coming up and also giving them the survey of what makes you feel good, what makes you feel sexy, what makes you feel businesslike, what makes you feel like you could walk into any room with confidence. Now, you take that feedback and you can post that. You can
Yes,
actually
okay.
post that as content, but also you're reaching your target audience. So in this case, I really loved what you did. Now, just adding some more fuel to that fire, being able to walk around and talk to them. Now you can potentially get that stuff in the mall. Because I would pose to you this: you do make formal wear. But
Yes.
most people, when they come to shop, they're not going to wear formal wear. They're going to wear everyday wear that can get messed up, that can get a stain on it, that can have a little hole in it. No one cares because that's how they're going to shop. But what you could also do is sell that too, right? So if you know, hey, these are your shopping clothes, because no one says shopping clothes, but everyone knows airport clothes,
Hmm.
but we don't sell airport clothes. But that's a whole business model that's open for someone if they wanted to get in there and say, hell, we sell airport clothes. Traveling to the airport. How and then they make their content around it, right? Traveling to the airport could be stressful in itself. Why would you want to add extra layers that feel heavy, that can rub you the wrong way, make you feel uncomfortable? No, I want you to travel light with what we have to offer. Feel like you're on cloud nine. Even though you're waiting for the plane to take off, you have already started to your ascension. When you wear our shoes, when you wear our hoodie, our sweatpants, the plush material makes you feel like you're waiting in the five-star waiting area. What's the like what's one of the areas that we used to go to with American Express? Delta Lounge and things like that, right? So
Yes, okay.
somebody could market that, but you could also do that. You could also make clothes like that because people shop for comfortable clothes to travel, and people travel every day, all day. That's never going to stop. But you see
Hmm.
how you can get customer feedback that can now have you come up with a new idea,
Yeah, yeah,
or
yeah,
see
yeah.
ideas that you already have that could be working for you, right? That you probably just haven't put out there. So, all right, I love it. Absolutely love it. Um, do you know any examples of any other businesses that have successfully resonated with their target audience? I did like your Red Bull comment because I was thinking that too. But tell me, how did Red Bull successfully resonate with their target audience?
What my target area? Well, I was
No,
saying
not
because
yours, not yours. We're just
by
talking about
any
Red
of
Bull.
them. Okay. Because everybody know, we when we work, we overwork, we don't rest enough, we overeat, and the next one we still got to get up and go to work. So Red Bull is saying, if you drink me, I'll give you wings. I'll give you the energy to go through your day where you won't get tired. You get your work done, and at the end of the day, then you can come home and rest. So, like I said, everybody know that we overwork, as I said, and Red Bulls tells you that that's what they'll do,
Right.
and the people buy and they drink it.
Okay, wait a second though, because I want you to get into this because this is a good point for everyone. This you look at the studied on that. You can listen. You can listen.
You're
Little,
listening to
little
me.
tongue tied on there. You can lift this, baby. All right. So the idea is this. When you think about Red Bull doesn't actually market to people who are at work and need an extra boost. They market the extreme version of what their product could do, because if the everyday person sees that, they could see that, wait, if that could work for you doing extreme sports, then that could work for me just doing this. So they really promote it towards extreme sports, right? Skydiving, skateboarders, BMX, extreme sports. And then sometimes they'll weave, like inside their commercials, they'll just weave like fictional characters and certain scenes in there. But it's giving you the ability to imagine that Red Bull is going to allow you to do what? Overcome your circumstances. So that's all your challenges. That's the best way to say it.
Hmm.
Overcome your challenges. And that is what they painted. So basically, you just told me the same thing. If you're tired because you've been overworked, you now know, "Oh, I gotta go ahead and put this extra 5 hours in. Geez, I need to pick me up." This Red Bull will give you the wings to help you overcome your what?
Times.
Challenge. So you see how in-depth your messaging can be, but it can be
Mhm.
so simple and so clear that it resonates to a large frequency of audience, right? The person who's doing the extreme sports, but also the person who's just doing the work at the corporate office. So great job. Was this helpful for you in any way? Did you see something in it for your own business that you can use and implement?
Yes, because when I was looking at you, you just what you were saying was just flowing so easily, off your mind. Just to think about what you were saying. I was like, I don't even look like you putting forth too much of effort to say that, to get this together. So what I'm going to do is start practicing on this stuff on people. I'm going to use it
Use the
because
survey.
I know if what you said resonated to me, if I get this down right, when I go out and speak to others, it would resonate to them as well. And
Mhm.
I'm going to try that.
Absolutely.
I'm going to
So
try it. Definitely going to try it.
remember what Kyron was talking about, the affordability pieces, the things that stuck out to him. So I want you to think about the brands that you like and what their messaging is that stands out to you. And I want you to create a framework around it. And I'll show you all at the end. If you stick around to the end, I'll show you a framework that we're almost done here, by the way. We have about 7 minutes. That Netflix uses, okay? And that would give you the framework to be able to go out. And also, if you want niche in your messaging, if anyone wants the link to the book that's going to show you how to niche down your messaging, put the word link in the chat and I can go ahead and get the book for you all. So let's get down to the third part, which will be our last leg of the trilogy here. All right. So let's go into the explanation, differentiation. So it's really about standing out from the competitors by focusing on a specific niche or audience. A strong USP highlights what makes your brand unique and why customers should choose you over others. So, what makes you different? What separates you from the pack? What separates you from the pack? Like the discussion says, what are some strategies for differentiating your brand? And they want you to basically analyze a competitor's message and identify where you can stand out. So what we're going to do right now is we're basically going to do part of the activity. Let's go right into it. So if you have your brand, you already started with your brand, what makes you different from the other people who sell similar to you? Put the answers in the chat. What makes you different? And what comes to your mind originally? Like what comes to your mind first? Put the answer in the chat. What comes to your mind? Put the answer in the chat. Put the answer in the chat. When you talked about Red Bull, when you talked about Walmart, I want you to think about it. So Walmart is definitely a competitor of yours. And I'm talking to Albertine.
Yes.
Walmart, oh wait, no, you don't have to be off of mute. You can just be in the background on this one.
Okay.
Walmart is a competitor of yours because it sells clothes. Now, the difference between you and Walmart is Walmart sells standard clothes that's affordable for anyone. You sell custom clothes that's affordable for almost anyone. It's not affordable for everyone, but it's affordable for almost anyone. But your clothing is a little more high quality and it's a little bit more tailored to the person specifically. Now, that could either be a give or a take. Why could it be a give or a take? Yes, in one way, one can sound better than the other, But both things are true. Because what if I'm at my family's house and I'm visiting my family. I didn't bring a bunch of clothes, but I just decided to stay a couple extra days. I need some extra clothes. I run over to Walmart really fast. I pick up a nice little sweatshirt or a shirt and maybe some pants or whatever, socks, whatever the case may be. It's right there right now. So to me, I need that. Now, if you said, hey, you should let me do it for you, maybe I gotta sit around in my underwear all day until you're finished doing your seamstress work, right? So it's like a give or take. So in certain cases, hey, look, I need an outfit for my niece's um, graduation party. Right? A nice little gown, having a graduation party. That I might look for in advance, and I might not go to Walmart for it. I might just go to Albertine and I'm okay with waiting for that extra time, right? Because you're going to develop the dress, you're going to make it nice to fit her and where she's at, and it's going to be custom made. So it'll be one of one. So it'll be something that only she has, which gives a little more relevance to her having a graduation party and her being that star of her story in that moment, right? So you can see that just because somebody else may have something, you don't have to compare if your business model was better or if theirs is better. No, you both can win in this market, but you need to make sure you are clear on what makes you different. Make sense? Okay. So real quick, pay-per-view, right? Versus Netflix. So Netflix came out after pay-per-view. But pay-per-view was good because remember, pay-per-view used to be able to be on demand. You could watch stuff on demand, but you had to pay per view. It wasn't anything wrong with that. But Netflix came along with it and said, you know what? Let's differentiate ourselves and not have to make everyone pay every time they wanted to watch something. Psychologically, what that does for a client is take pressure off of them. Because instead of having to decide which movie they want to watch, because maybe that happened in the past. I remember my grandmother was like, don't pay per view anything. Don't if you better not click that pay-per-view. And then later on, I looked at the pay-per-view, and the pay-per-view was only like $5, $10. I was like, Grandma's tripping over $5, $10. I'm like, what? Come on, man. Come on. As a kid, though, I didn't think about it. I just listened. Like, yeah, I'm not gonna pay-per-view anything because if I get in trouble because I ordered it. And I don't know where I heard it from, or maybe this happened for someone. Someone got, I guess, screamed on because they actually ordered something to pay-per-view. And I'm thinking it's this whole big thing, but later on, some years go by and you're able to really look at the channels. You're able to understand the things about the channels you can read, right? And it says $5.99, $4.99. You're crying about $5.99. Anyway, Grandma, I apologize. I don't know what you were dealing with financially. Maybe it was a lesson. But the point that I'm making is that Netflix said, okay, there's a competitor that's making everything pay per view, which was good because you needed exclusivity. Not everybody could pay per view. See, if you was able to pay per view, you was able to talk a little bit bigger than someone who couldn't pay per view. I couldn't pay per view. So if one of my friends was talking to me, yeah, I had that fight on pay per view, man. Remember that when the fights used to be on pay per view? Yeah, I had the fight on pay per view. Yeah, I was at home not watching pay per view. I was watching reruns of stuff I didn't want to watch. And I'll turn that over, go play video games because I can't keep watching this stuff. Got the Golden Girls up there talking crazy. Anyway, so 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 they got the pay-per-view. And so in one way, pay-per-view looks great. It looks good. Exclusivity. You can draw up numbers. It's exclusivity, right? But the other side of where Netflix was going with it, where I'm not gonna charge you per view. I'm gonna charge you per month. I'm gonna give you everything you can view and then I'll just charge you once per month. So both have their wins. So you could look at pay-per-view, you can look at Netflix and be like, damn, you missing out on a lot of money, bro. You miss because you can't do live events like how we could do live events. Okay, that's just their niche. They could do live events and have people pay-per-view because it's just like, having an extended seat to watch something, from afar, but you get to do it in your comfort of your home. Your business that you have, your idea that you have can be so profitable. You have to just be so comfortable with that niche and then also articulate yourself to the point where a person clearly gets what you are offering. So when it comes down to the framework, I want y'all to write this down. If you want the link, DM me the word link so you can get the link. DM me the word link so you can get the link to niching down your messaging book. So that way you can niche down your messaging. Okay, cool. So Netflix's messaging is so simple, so easy that it pulls everyone in. Everyone has Netflix. In fact, Netflix has gotten to the point where they renovated, innovated, collaborated so well that if you have T-Mobile, you get a free year of Netflix on them. And it ain't really free, by the way. You already paid for it. Netflix, T-Mobile already bought the subscriptions, and then now they're giving it to you because they want you to buy into their services. So nothing is ever really free. But what I'm saying is damn good marketing, right? Hey, you get a free Netflix if you come join us. After the first year, you're gonna have to pay it on your own. So now you're stuck with paying whatever. So Netflix's messaging is watch all of your favorite TV shows and movies on demand in one location for one low rate per month. That's so easy. That's just like what Kyron said about Walmart. We have the affordable clothes, the convenience, and the business model you can trust. That's a no-brainer. That's why every day Walmart makes millions of dollars. Imagine being Walmart and every day you make millions of dollars. Imagine being the MTA in New York City. Every day you make 19 million plus dollars. Can you even fathom that type of money? Every day, 19 million plus dollars in your pocket. Every day, $1 million coming into your account. Every day. That is wild. Okay, that is wild. It's crazy because some of the stats I showed you for me, and that's not even close to what they're doing. Okay, they're making what, $50,000 a second? Anyway, that's a whole other life. But their messaging is so easy that when you apply the messaging, you cannot deter anyone. I mean, yes, there's certain people that come around and be like, I don't really mess with Walmart. Oh yeah, whatever, Netflix. I'm not watching it because I don't have a Netflix account. But I'm saying to you that almost everybody else does, and the reason why almost everybody else does shop at Walmart or have Netflix is because their messaging was so clear that it makes them realize, it makes the client realize that they get exactly what they want and it's advantageous to them. So as far as Netflix goes, why is it advantageous? It's advantageous for someone to have Netflix because now if they have company, they can watch anything. Hey, come over, watch anything, Netflix and chill. Or if they just want to relax and they want to watch something for themselves, they don't have to worry about paying. They could just go and see which one. All right, I want to watch this movie today. And then being that a lot of people have it, it's trendy to talk about. It's trendy to talk about. So you want to really analyze what stands out um, from your competitors or just the people that you see online because they're teaching you a lot, but you have to pay attention because success leaves clues. Okay. So niching down your messaging helps create clarity, relevance, and differentiation, and making your brand more appealing to the right customers by refining your messaging. Now, you can improve your customer engagement, build the trust that you truly want, and stand out from the competition if you are following this framework. Being able to give clarity, being able to have relevance, being able to make your brand stand out, being able to have customers engage, being able to show that you are different from your competitors. Homework on it, you could do this homework or you could not do this homework, but I recommend that you do the homework. Write a one-page summary of your messaging framework, including your target audience, key messages, and also be prepared to share with inside of the Love Plus community room. If you would like the link to becoming more effective in less time or the link to niching down your messaging, go ahead and DM me and I will send you over the links to that. For niching down your messaging for everyone who's on this call, I'm going to give you the coupon code so that way you can get that for free. Okay, I'm going to give you the coupon code so that way you can get that for free. What I would love for you to do is go inside of the Love Plus community room and share your takeaway from the niching your messaging with the clarity and direction for today's Mindset Monday. Okay. With that being said, we are done here. I'm giving you back your time. Go out there and be amazing. We will see you tomorrow, 8:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time for everyone who is on that leadership and accountability for this week's challenge. If you would like to be part of that, it does cost, but it's pretty minuscule into what you get. It's only $30. If you want access to it, you can get access to it. If not, just stay with the free calls. We have another free call on Saturday, which is the Mindset Reset networking call. But unfortunately, this Saturday we will not be on those calls. We have an in-person event live in New York City. So if you would like to come to the New York City in-person event, we do have a free event. DM me the word event and I will send you the information. With that being said, I am out of here. You are the best of the best, the top of the top, the cream of the crop. Let's go out with some music. And let's leave on a high note. Make sure you get some sleep today. I am tired. I was stumbling on some of my words today. It happens to the best of us, okay? Don't beat yourself up for it. Let's go. Without clarity, you create confusion. And when you're confused, there's no movement. Clarity in the direction you need to go to that next level. Peace, love, and beautiful energy. I'm out of
Used to
here.
count out in my bedroom. Now I count wins in the boardroom. Rewired, I don't think how I used to. Turn a
In
hard
me for the
day
code.
into high proof.
You
Myself
want the
doing heavy
code?
lifting, that's a gym too.
Discount code
Every
be in
little
me.
habit like a sine wave I've been through. Read a couple studies, now I study how I spend too. Power in my focus, money just a friend too. Power, money, respect, I changed my mind first. New runs, doing reps, now the whole life works. New lane, new thoughts, watch the road convert. I had to flip my head before I flip network. Power, money, respect, I changed my mind first. I don't chase checks, I chase patterns. Stacking up skills and the band scattered. Tiny little choices build a big ladder. Climbed out the past, now the sky's flatter. Every new belief like a new route. Brain building streets when I choose now. Rich and disciplined, that's the real clout. If I lose it all, I just reboot, reroute. Recode, reload. Let the whole road zero. Upgrade, unfold, turn the pressure into gold. Do ba da 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 da.